So anyways, I figured I might start doing part 4 of this tutorial series. So let's start with Ouranos here. Let's begin with 4-1, which is in my opinion one of the most annoying stages due to a lot of factors. So at the start you wanna, boost forward while the game forces you to then jump onto this guard rail right here and spin dash off. Great, I clearly didn't do that there. Yeah. You wanna jump up to that guard dash off, then just air dash and land over here. Then you wanna mag dash of the balloon, mag dash of this other balloon, and just land over here. Spin dash on the right side of the platform, mag dash of the springs, and here you wanna mag dash of that enemy. You would ideally want to mag dash closer to it so that you get a bit more height so that you don't have to take this pulley and land directly up here, but it's also fine if you do it the way I did it. Then here you want to mag dash off this other enemy, which is incredibly annoying because of the camera, but eventually you make it up here. And this is a little loop thing you can do. Similar to 3-1, but quite a bit harder, because instead of comfortably just holding down and holding left, you have to do this semicircle sort of move counterclockwise from down to up, so that you're able to get a bunch of height because there's a massive invisible wall. This level has a lot of massive invisible walls. It's really fun. And then just air dash and jump to the goal, and that's basically that. 4-2, a lot nicer in my opinion. So cope as a start. There, just do 2 side steps left and 1 right to make it to the ramp. Then here you want to buffer left side step so that when you land you start side stepping into this little wall here. Then side step right so that you side step alongside this wall, and make sure you're holding slightly right on the stick so that you actually stick to the wall, otherwise you're gonna end up getting a little further away from it, and eventually you're gonna fall off the side here, which is good. You want to do that. Then you want to boost forward and jump to make it back onto the main road. And here you want to mag dash on this balloon and immediately jump, because if you hold the mag dash for too long you're gonna bump into this and it's gonna waste you time. Ideally don't bump into that car like I did, just keep spin dashing forward and mag dash that balloon and jump and try to land on this platform. Then here you wanna boost to the left or spin dash. Spin dash is probably better. Then when you're basically under this balloon, you're gonna mag dash from it and just jump soon enough so that you don't lose too much speed. Now here, as you're flying with this jump here, you're gonna want to aim for a specific pillar, and it is this one. It can be quite hard to recognize, especially when you're learning. So the way I would do it is like, there's these 2 pillars right here, this one and this one, and they're easy to recognize because they're in a pair, they're like both together, and this one is a bit further, so you can first try to locate these 2, and then from there locate this one. And they're all nice and easy to see from here, but that's not gonna last because the camera is gonna go insane here, unfortunately. So yeah, you just keep going left until you see these 2 pillars, which I just passed. I believe this is one of them. Yeah. And as you can see, when I hit the pillar that I mentioned, just stomp, and that should get you cleanly and directly onto this road. Then just go forward. You wanna land here, and like you see, you go directly into this wall right here, and that lines you up perfectly to mag dash on that balloon and jump directly into the goal. That jump can be really scary, so just practice this a bunch because it's really easy to accidentally jump too early or too late and just miss the goal entirely. For 4-3, I kind of made up this route and it turns out it's pretty fast. For this route, you want to start by holding up left and mashing stomp and spin dash, and it's important that you mash them like as hard as you can pretty much, because you want to stomp as early as possible. If you stomp a little too late, you're gonna land on this rail and it's gonna kill the entire strat. So make sure you stomp as early as you can, and then hold spin dash while you're falling and hold up left which will make Sonic turn in the air, which is what you need for this. Because otherwise, if you don't turn enough, you're also gonna end up on the rail. This entire beginning strat is entirely just to avoid the rail as much as possible. So you can see, if you do it wrong, you just land on the rail and get destroyed. So this is what you want to do. Just spin dash and fly over here. You want to air dash, jump again, and here you're gonna land on this thing basically. There's a couple like awkward invisible walls like here-ish that make this like slightly more annoying than it needs to be, so like don't go too far left. You're not gonna gain much from doing that anyway. Just make sure you go here, and here is also fine if you do that, but this is the thing that I like to aim for. So just make it there, then spin dash off this little slope here, and make it around the loop. And here, you wanna stomp so that you land on the loop really soon. Because if you land too late on the loop, there's for some reason an invisible wall here that is just blocking the way. I don't know why it's there. It's really dumb to go to if you find it. Like, yeah, just make sure to despawn it or whatever. I don't know how that works. Then yeah, after that you want to spin dash under that, you want to Mach dash on that pulley to go under that platform, and you want to stomp here, spin dash, and go around this thing. And here I pause buffer to react to this camera change because the camera is just terrible here. Because the goal is to make it into this tiny hole, and this hole, like I said, is tiny, and it's especially hard to fit into it when you're fighting the camera like that. Then you just kill this enemy. You can spin dash to cancel the animation, but I was way too nervous to do that. And just kill the other two with either a slide or a spin dash to end the stage. Up next is 4-4, one of the hardest levels in the game. You want to start by spin dashing, jump, and then Mach dash off the spring. Then jump again here, and that'll make you land on this platform right here. So just jump. Here you want to spin dash and like make sure you avoid all of these dash pads at all costs, because if you hit one dash pad, it's gonna send you into the next, it's gonna send you into the next, and it's gonna send you into these springs, which are just gonna send you down. So don't engage with any of that, just go through them, go past them, I mean. Then here you want to press B, because you're gonna get a bit of height here, and you want to not get that bit of height. You want to stay on the ground for basically as long as possible, because you want to Mach dash off that spring, and if you go too high, you're not going to be able to Mach dash the spring. Or you're going to be able to Mach dash that spring, but you're not going to get enough height to do the next thing. Because after that Mach dash, you want to land up here, and if you don't get enough height, if you get too much height and get low Mach dash of the spring, you're going to end up under this platform, and it's going to suck. So yeah, just keep spin dashing forward, then go on these rails, it's fine. Then here, what I do is jump here while Sonic is going this way, and Mach dash off the spring, and land here. Sometimes you don't get as much speed, and you're gonna land down here. Simply jump up, and that's it. That's all there is to it. Some people are insane and do a sidestep to try to like path switch onto the top of the rail. That's just not worth it at all in my opinion. Then yeah, here path switch to avoid these spikes, path switch to avoid this gap, and then here you want to path switch again, but stop holding boost and jump to get like a slow jump here. And you want a slow jump so that you can get the proper angle for this Mach dash here, where you Mach dash on that spring and land up here onto this platform. You want to make sure you don't land down here. If you do and you're on CSC, you can just jump up and get back on the path, but ideally you wouldn't want that. And here I go on the rail, then Mach dash on that balloon, and sidestep right. This strat right here of this sidestep is very risky. So what I recommend if you don't want to be risky is just go on this thing, and there's a bunch of rails up there where you can just safely jump from all the way over there and just make it to the path. It is a bit slower though. Also worth noting, all these dash paths are evil as usual. These and these will lock you into automation, so they make you go up there. So if you're gonna do the sidestep method, just you're gonna have to avoid them. Then yeah, jump there, mag dash there, and that's basically a bunch of the reason why this is so risky. You cannot jump after that mag dash, so you're gonna have to make it directly into one of these rails. Then you wanna path switch left twice here, go into the rainbow ring, and path switch left again, then go into those rainbow rings. Then here, spin dash forward and then boost here. Don't spin dash because spin dash is gonna give you a bunch of height there. And then here, the way this works is there's this little puddle on the ground here, a little puddle of water. You wanna basically jump when Sonic is right next to it, select from there, and then get a feel for when to mag dash off these helicopters so that you're able to land all the way up there. Same thing as with the earlier thing. If you're on CSC and you land down here or something, it's fine. You can like recover by jumping up, but if you're just going for the IL, you want to land up there. Then yeah, you spin dash on this. Then you want to make it to one of these dash rings. If you can land directly on one of them, it's ideal. If you end up between them, it's also fine, like you can stomp like I did. And if you want to be really safe, you can take the spring that's down there, it's also fine. Then just go on this rail, jump onto that other rail, jump onto the rainbow rings, then mag dash on that tank, and jump into the rainbow rings and finish the stage. It is really hard to do, but also really fun once you get the hang of it. 4-5. The main thing of 4-5 is basically like, you see these ramps, you see how the level basically gets introduced by Sonic going into one of these huge ramps that look very enticing. Yeah, we're not gonna touch any of those. So that's, you know, the intro of the stage is basically just telling you what not to do. So here, just jump over this gap, then spin dash over the second one. For some, like, this middle platform is a bit more, it's a bit higher than the long ones before and after it, so you can just spin dash from it to the next. Then just hit the dash pad, and here, I spin dash to the left. Be careful with this palm tree, this ramp, and I guess this dash pad can sometimes be a little annoying as well. But yeah, just make it between these things and you'll be fine. Then yeah, just air dash and make it over here. Then same thing here pretty much. Avoid these ramps, go here. Except here you want to, like, there are 3 paths. There's this one, and this one. You want to make it to the one on the left. And then pretty much same thing as before. There's these ramps, there's this palm tree. This palm tree is like especially annoying because it's so in the way. You can either go around it this way or you can go around it this way. As long as you don't hit it, it's all fine. Then here, pretty much same thing. This ramp, then there's these 2 platforms, and you basically want to go through here. There's some strat where like for some reason you can sometimes spin dash into this platform and it gives you a bunch of height. Even if you're not going for it, sometimes the platform will just give you a bunch of height by just breathing the same air that it is next to. So just be prepared for that, I guess. And yeah, you want to make it to this rail with the red ring on it, and then go into this dash ring. And then jump to keep the dash ring speed, land on this dash pad, then light dash those rings. And here you want to mag dash this balloon and hold upright. And then jump. And the camera is gonna turn, and it's gonna look like it's gonna feel like you're on the platform long before you actually are. like that camera angle is the most deceiving thing in this dump world. Like if you're like right now, because the game is like, because the video is paused and stuff, it's pretty obvious that if you stomp here, you're gonna die. But like when you're playing the game and when you're like in the moment, it doesn't feel like you're so far from the platform. So like you're gonna be really enticed to jump a lot earlier than you really should. Like even here, like if you're in game, it's almost gonna feel like you're fine stomping and reaching the ground, but you're just not. You're gonna wait to stomp until it looks like you're overshooting it. Like look at this. Like this is so far in, and I was still like on the left half of the platform. So yeah, just trust the process. Do not trust your eyes on that one, because your eyes are gonna be wrong. Here I jump onto that dash ring. Make sure you jump onto one of the ones on the sides. Do not jump onto the one in the middle, because the one on the middle is gonna take you directly onto that balloon, and you're gonna want to be on the side so that you can dash off of it. And here's pretty much the same thing as before, except here it's the other way around. If you go far enough that like it looks like you're gonna land on this thing safely, you're just gonna overshoot it and die. So you wanna jump, you wanna stomp like super early. Like that's gonna make it so that you land on this thing, and you can spin dash off of it. And after a bit more air dashing and spin dashing stuff, here you can land on this second class platform basically, and spin dash off and make it into the goal. Really deceiving stage, but that's just how it is. So up next is 4-6. And for this level, what you're gonna do is you're gonna close the game, you're gonna press Windows plus R, you're gonna type steam://open/console. You're gonna paste this command that I have here, and you're gonna enter it. And that's gonna download Sonic Frontiers version 1.3. Jokes aside, the route that I use for the stage requires a lot of extremely precise air dashes. And if you're on latest version of the game, you're gonna have to pretty much match perfectly or time the air dashes perfectly for the route to work. And a lot of the time it's not gonna work. You're gonna fail it and you're gonna struggle a lot. So I recommend that you don't do this route, and I will explain alternatives after saying what I do, so don't worry about it. So you start the stage, basically spin dash as soon as you can, jump over this booster thing, then stomp and spin dash to go up. Then basically you want to look at Sonic's position compared to this little red thing up here. I don't know what it is, like these two things. Basically, you want Sonic to be at roughly that height. And then do 2 spin dashes and jump forward. Sometimes Sonic will, instead of jumping, just fall directly down and you'll get stuck inside a loop. I will explain later what to do if you end up in that situation, but the goal here is to jump. And you want to boost when you're basically at the level of the ground, maybe a little lower, it's fine. The reason why you're jumping low is so that you can see where you're landing here, because you want to land not just on this platform, but on the left side of it. The further left you land, the easier it will be to do the next section. So land on the left here, and you're gonna spin dash and do 4 air dashes here. And then if you can air dash like almost perfectly, you can jump here at full speed and boost, and you're gonna barely clear that wall. You can see how close I got to not clearing it, and this was on 1.30, which is like basically 3 perfect air dashes. So you can see where the difficulty of that comes from. A safer thing you can do is, instead of doing 4 air dashes and like doing this, you can start 5th air dash and then immediately jump, which will kill all your speed but will allow you to double jump, and then boost, which makes this significantly easier. It's still really hard though. If you don't want to do all that air dash nonsense after the thing I showed here, if you want to do a safer thing after this, I will explain it later as well. But if you are going for this 5 air dash method and you realize that you didn't do the air dashes well enough and you're not gonna have enough height, you're gonna want to bail and go left, because like if you land like down here, you're gonna end up inside a wall and get self-locked, same like with here, so you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. And then like if you clear the wall, you're gonna want to jump here and stomp here and land on this little ramp here to go upwards. And that is the method that I do for this. So now I will explain the two alternate methods to reach this section, and then I will continue with the rest of the stage. So this is what to do if you're not going for wall skip. This video is by ephemeralblu. Link will be in the description. Shoutouts to him. You're gonna want to spin dash on this platform, same thing, except like instead of air dashing more, you're gonna immediately jump forward and just go down there all the way, go over this loop thing, and you're gonna fall in here. This is also where you wanna end up ideally if you bail out of the air dash thing. Then from here you wanna Mach dash of those enemies to end up on this thing here, and go left, spin dash onto this yellow spring, homing attack that spring over there, and then just spin dash through this loop, and that takes you directly to the same place that I mentioned earlier. Meanwhile, this is what to do if you miss the first air dash thing where you want to jump forward and you get sucked into the loop like this. This video is by Heracles, by the way. We'll also have the link in the description. You can just go on these loops by spin dashing on the first one, go over the spring and spin dash on the ground, boost forward here, make your way up this section by stomp bouncing and boosting to slowly gain height, then boost over here to this red spring, Mach dash of that enemy, and that will put you in pretty much the same place as the ephemeralblu video explanation started. So you can just do the exact same thrust for this section and end up where we were before. Now from here, you wanna spin dash up this little floor thing here. Then you wanna start air dashing, and you wanna make sure that you clear both of these like little walls here, especially the second one, because the area between both of these walls, if you fall in there, you're gonna get self-locked, so avoid that at all costs. Then once you clear the second wall, you want to jump, and I aim for roughly this area over here, this part of the background. When Sonic is roughly past it, you want to stomp, and then the goal is gonna be to boost into this rail here. Be aware that the top part of this loop has collision, so you're not gonna be able to go through here. So you're gonna have to fall enough to be under that section and then boost to the left, which is why I go on top of that loop here. It makes it a bit more comfortable to know exactly where I'm falling, so that going here is a lot easier instead of having to do it while Sonic is falling super fast. And then after that, you just go on this rail, stomp, bounce, jump, boost to the right, and reach the goal. And that's how you do 4-6. Now for 4-7, 4-7 starts with this. It's not entirely intuitive, but what you do is like, once the automation ends, you want to start holding up right, and then boost, and immediately spin dash. The boost will let you change your direction to like basically whatever you want, because that's how boosting works, and the spin dash will let you launch off of this. Then yeah, do some air dashing, some jumps, hit this balloon, and stomp. Hitting that balloon and stomping like that sets you up perfectly for this Mach dash, which will put you all the way up here. Then just spin dash off that platform and make it onto these balloons. If you can make it without boosting, you can just Mach dash from those balloons and ideally make it to here, even from those wind things, you can like still boost and make it up here. I just didn't, because skill issue, I guess. Then here, this is the final Mach of the stage, where it's basically just an angle check. You want to hold roughly in this direction so that you go far forward enough to, you know, you want to go to the right to avoid that wall, because otherwise you're just gonna get stuck on the wall. But if you go too far right, you're not gonna be able to make it back onto this, so just make sure you don't go too far right. And that's the stage. So up next is 4-8. 4-8 is a really hard stage if you're trying to go fast. So I'm gonna show my strats, which are incredibly hard, and then I'm gonna show the alternate strats that pretty much everyone else uses that are significantly easier and safer, and you're probably gonna end up doing. Neither of these are world record strats, so don't worry about that. So at the start of the stage, you want to jump as soon as possible, pretty much, and then homing attack this pulley. If you jump like immediately, you're not gonna be high enough to do that, so just experiment with different timings if you're going for that. Then once you leave this pulley, immediately boost to the right, jump, and homing attack these springs. And here you want to jump out of that pulley punch and stomp to just cancel all that height. And then you're gonna boost forward, and while you're pretty much there, just mag dash left off the V to gain a lot of height, and you are gonna end up on top of this wall right here. So you're gonna stomp on the wall, but not just stomp, you're gonna double tap the stomp button, because if you just hold the stomp button, you're just gonna get a stomp bounce, which is not what you want here. You want Sonic to stay on the ground, so that's why you double tap the button and hold the second tap. Then here, when Sonic is in this position, you wanna start quickly holding left so that Sonic will begin sliding, and during that slide, you immediately press the spin dash button to start a spin charge, and then release everything. Once you're off the platform, you want to jump, and when you hit the wall, you want to just mag dash and immediately release boost, like that. And that will send you upwards like that. Keep holding left this entire way, because the way the camera turns is going to be really unpredictable if you don't do that. If you hold left all the way, it seems scary, but it will work every time. And then here you will get to the end, so homing attack that last spring, and that'll take you to the goal. Once again, that strat is incredibly hard, so that's not what I recommend for most players. What I recommend, and shoutouts once again to Heracles for this video, is so start by homing attacking this pulley, then boost forward once you're high enough to avoid all those dash strings, then go here, spin dash up this wall, then turn over towards this spring and homing attack the spring when you're close enough to it, then homing attack that spring, boost forward here, and stomp on the switch. If you're able to get a stomp bounce and grab the pulley directly, that's great. If not, just stomp onto the platform and walk around to hit the switch, and it's not that much slower really. Then just spam boost here until you hit the spring and it takes you to the end. It is a bit slower, but it is much safer and much more consistent, so it's what I recommend. Then 4-9. 4-9 is a pretty self-explanatory stage. You just go on these specific dash pads at the beginning. It's really not that hard to follow. It's also incredibly boring. Here, there's basically two things you can do. One of them is like you can jump mid-air and then mag dash on those tanks below and make it directly on top. What I opted to do here is reach the ground and then mag dash on that tank, stomp bounce and light dash on these rings, or if I get enough height, I can just boost here, but you know, both are fine. Then here, just stomp bounce a couple times while boosting to these platforms, which can be annoying because they go inside the wall when you least want them to. and then make it to this checkpoint. Then from here, you want to perform skateboard skip. To do skateboard skip, you want to spin dash and jump onto this corner. And that just gives you a bunch of height sometimes. And you'll be able to make it over. If you don't get as much height, you can also like boost backwards. You know, spin dash, jump, then spin dash, jump, double jump, then boost backwards and jump again, and ideally you would make it up here. But yeah, from here you wanna jump over to that part of the stage, and from here you just jump to the end and finish the level. And that's all 9 stages of Ouranos. Hope you enjoyed. So this is what to do if you're not going for a wall skip. This video is by Ephemeral Goat. Oh my fuck!